Very good morning to everyone. Today we are going to explore another popular programming language which is used in automotive industry. Right. So, which is nothing but C sharp. Right. C sharp is a contemporary general purpose object oriented programming language. So, it is a very popular and modern programming language from Microsoft. We all know that, right? Most of the Microsoft applications are written using this C sharp right now. Microsoft created and developed it along with the .NET platform. Once they started the .NET era, that means I believe previously after this 98 and then XP, they come up with this not .NET concept. So in that era, C sharp becomes a very popular programming language. It was introduced in around, based on my knowledge, in 2000, year 2000. From 2000 onwards, I hear the term C sharp very often, right? It is used to develop desktop and web applications, which is in line with Microsoft ecosystem. That means for their ecosystem, we can use this language to write desktop application as well as web applications, right? But we are not going to learn each and every details that is a part of C sharp. Right? It's a very big ocean. We cannot do that. So I'm going to explore C sharp language in automotive context because most of my video series and most of my trainings are based for automotive industry. So for an automotive engineer in its day-to-day life, where and when he requires C sharp, we are going to explore them in detail, and then we are going to do a project as well as part of this course. We will take a requirement and then we will implement the entire REST simulation using C sharp, right? So, and then we have a plan to develop network management system based on AutoSAR and then gateway using AutoSAR. And then we also want to do a test automation using this language, right? So because these are the areas where an automotive engineer require C sharp in its day-to-day life. That is what our goal. We are going to explore C sharp in automotive context. Okay, now, as I told before, it is a popular programming language from Microsoft. Today, many of the few of the automotive OEM, they started writing their automotive applications for various things like telematics and then ADAS and then for other purposes like infotainment in these areas. If they have this mobile OS from Microsoft, they are writing their applications even using C sharp right now. So the technology is developed in such a way that you can write for the applications for your automotive using C sharp. In that level, we have technology today. So we are going to explore where and when we require C sharp in automotive industry as part of this course. That is the goal of the course, right? This course is not like someone who want to learn database interactions and then create some sort of application which does like code operation. That means creating, updating, and then reading and deleting, those sort of things. That is for them. It is not. It is mostly the course has been designed by keeping the automotive in context right now. So in that way it is. So probably this course is useful for an automotive engineer as usual, right? Then in other programming language like Python, we have something called as Python virtual machine right now. So we have a code, a Python script, and then when we run that script, it's run over another layer of software called Python virtual machine right now. Like that, C sharp also have something called as common language runtime. So above which we run these Microsoft and Microsoft intermediate language that is used. So whatever the exe that you create, no, it is in that one. Though its extension is executable, it cannot be run as such. It is running over this common language runtime. That is the one that we have to know about C#. Right. The common language runtime is a unique environment for running C# language is given alongside language itself. Microsoft .NET Framework platform includes C# language. So you cannot separate C# from the .NET. See, .NET Framework is something like it is a layer of software. Initially, you have a hardware, above which you have OS, above OS you have .NET platforms, framework. Above that, you have your common .NET languages. It can be a C#, Visual Basic .NET, or Visual Managed C++. Like that, we have different options to try. So using that, you can write programs and execute them in .NET platform. So you cannot separate C# from .NET. So we have to learn them together. Right. That's how it is. Right. You cannot write program only which doesn't require any .NET stuff. Right. It is not like that. C# is widely used in automotive industry for residue simulation testing. Even they use it. Some of the bigger OEM, they write their application, automotive application, using C# itself. Right. That is how that trend today. So gaining this knowledge will help you to improve or increase your chance of getting a right opportunity in automotive field. Right. That's how it is. So Microsoft .NET framework include forms. See, when I told about like Microsoft .NET framework, about that only whatever the program that we write, C# will work right now. That includes following things. A .NET programming language, in our case, it can be C#. There are other things as well. VB.NET and managed, maybe we can say Visual C++, VC++.NET as well. Right, these are the other options that we have. Then after that, we have a common language runtime. It is it is equivalent to Python virtual machine that we have in Python. Then we also, as part of this .NET framework, we have this compiler as well, CSC compiler as well. Then standard libraries. So standard libraries for your HTTP protocols, and then JSON, SOAP, TCP, Chuckets, Ado.NET, for all these things, they have libraries. So we can simply include those library and can write a program. So we'll explore them in detail in upcoming session. Why we require C#, right? Why don't we choose some other programming language? Why we choose C#? The reason behind that is very simple. As I told you, most of the automotive industry is using Microsoft ecosystem. So when they use that to drive to develop some application or do something in their in that ecosystem, a default programming language that Microsoft suggests is C#. So that's why we prefer C#. That is one reason. Other than that, C# is easy to learn. It has a very great, simple function to do very complex things. So it is very easy to learn and use. That is the another reason. And it has an object-oriented nature, like as we have object orientation in other programming language, here also we have object orientation. Then it is a managed language. As we have garbage collected in Python, the same thing is available in C# as well. So when certain memory is not used, and they simply manage that memory, and then they make that memory available for other to use using automatic memory management. Right. Support libraries to work with different communication standards. Like we have libraries to work with RS-232, USB, TCP/IP, even for CAN. We have libraries. We can easily include them with our program, and can drive these all protocol standards when we want to drive in our application. So that is possible. And we also have comp support. That means the control of a software from another software. That is possible, and that is available in C#, so that we can do a it has a integration, so it is easy to drive your application from other application, right, via a COM interface if you write your program in C sharp. That's how it is. Portability between other .NET language. Like when you write a program in one .NET language, it is easy to port to another .NET language. Like you're writing a program in C sharp, you want to convert that into VB.NET. It's very easy, right? At the end, both of them are going to produce the same intermediate language, which is going to run on common language runtime, right? That's how it is. Applications in automotive, as I told you, what are the different areas in which C sharp is used in automotive industry. The first thing is a diagnostic testing application written in C sharp may generate a diagnostic request and collect the important diagnostic data, such as a vehicle identification number, software version, diagnostic trouble codes, all these things. See, when these diagnostic applications are not part of your vehicle software application right now, so they are something different. Why? They are used only in service center, right? Because there, every 4 months or 3 months, when the vehicle comes for service, they use this application to make a request to the module. That means it can make a request to the vehicle network to read the trouble code. Those were generated in last 4 months or 3 months. So for that, this application should have a capability to make a DAG request to the network, and should have the capability to read output from the network, right? So again, the network has a standard. There can be a UDS standard or a KWP 2000 standard, or there are plenty of automotive standards are available in the industry. So it can be anything. So you C sharp program or a C sharp application should support that. It should produce request based on that standard. That is what expected, that we can achieve via C sharp. Then the development of application to flash ECU module, like again, using when they come the way when vehicle come to the service center, they can even sometimes flash the software. So they should have some sort of they have certain flow in standards like UDS, how you can initiate your flashing, how you can flash, how you can do a data transfer. They have a flow. For that flow, your executable from the PC should be taken and how to be encoded in that standard and how to transmit that to the network. So that to do that, they write applications using C sharp. So that means flashing application. Infotainment apps for networking, navigations, audio and video playing. Like when we want to play some sort of clips in our audio control unit or our infotainment unit, they require the data from us, video content from us, right? When we have to transfer them from the PC, we have to follow a certain standard like transport protocol service, like that. So to transmit data by following those standards, we can write applications using C sharp, right? And then now the very common trend now, we have a lot of openings in the automotive industry for this ADAS programming, because they have a lot of image processing stuff, and they have a lot of camera driving different cameras and getting inputs from different things, and then comparing them with the reference. For that, they need a certain system which support all this. That they can write using C sharp. That's why the C sharp becoming another popular language for ADAS related thing, advanced driver assistance system programming. In that, C sharp plays a major role. Then telematic application, like measure something from the remote, controlling your vehicle from the remote, and then monitoring the vehicle from the remote. So I'm communicating your vehicle data to the remote server. In those applications as well, they require telematics to gather the information from the vehicle and then plotting them. They're plotting their statistics and other stuff. For that also, we require C sharp related applications. These are the different application that I come to know based on my research. I have listed here. There can be many, That is not listed here. So these are few of them, right? Okay. Now I have given an introduction, so we convinced that we have to learn C sharp to be a good technical professional in a automotive industry, right? So for that, we need to get C sharp, right? No, we need that language only, then we can work on it, right? How can we get that? As far as the C sharp is concerned, you need not get it from anywhere. It is already there, part of your OS. Like when your PC is using a Windows OS, maybe it can be a Windows 8 or 10, 11, whatever it is, you have this .NET platform installed by default, right? It is there. The C sharp compiler is part of your Windows OS. So only thing is you have to configure the path. So if you need a latest framework, you can download maybe your framework that you have in your PC may be a little bit old, not too old. It's a little bit old. If you want to get one, you can get it. You can search for .NET framework, very latest .NET framework in the internet and can get it. From my view, I don't want anything because my PC is having somehow latest one. So I'm going to use that one only. Right. So that is the thing. C sharp compiler is part of Windows OS, as I told you before. Now, only thing is we have to configure the path where we have. See, usually we used to configure the path in our environmental variable. No, we have done that for Python as well. So here you can this is the path. Probably it is a C colon Windows Microsoft .NET framework 64 because my OS is 64-bit version, and then .NET version. Maybe it will differ PC to PC. So you just open it, you can see CSC application inside that. If you have that, then copy that path. And as usual, we used to configure our path using environmental variable. No, so this is my path. Let me tell you. Let me browse .NET path in my PC. Right. So maybe in my view, I feel this is very latest. So I just open that. I find here a CSC folder. I think it is there. Sorry, CSC file, CSC application. Maybe it is a compiler. Yes, here it is. So when you find this, you are all, that means everything is ready. The stage is set. You can just copy the path. Copy the path and then come back to advanced system setting. Open it. There you go. Here we have environmental variable. Then in the system variable section, come here. Go to paths, edit that, and you paste it. By hitting this new, you will get a new line here. I already pasted that, so I am not doing it. If it is not configured in your PC, do that. That's all. Then you acknowledge all workers and come out. So now the stage is set. Everything is ready. We can write program. But how to write? What are the keywords that we have? Nearly there are. In my view, there are 77, right? So 77 keywords available in C Sharp as per Microsoft documentation. You can cross-check that. These are those like abstract, case, continue, else, finally, if, is, object, protected, sealed, struct, type def, using, as, catch, decimal, enum, fixed, implicit, lock, operator, public, short, switch, you init, which are like that it goes up to try and U sharp. Like totally, there are 77. In these 77, some of them are similar to our C and CAPL programming. In other things also, those keywords are available. Example, this case, else, if, and then uh, like new, like do. So these are the common keyword that available in every language, right? We do have here. There are some things new and that is not available in other programming language. We will study them in detail, right? These are the total keywords that we have in program C# programming language. It is like slightly higher than double the time, right? More than 2 times than that of C programming. Like it is only 32. Here it is 77. Right. How programs are running in .NET? So we will write a C# source file. That means C# source file by following the C# programming. And then when we compile it, we get Microsoft intermediate tree. Why intermediate Microsoft intermediate language, I believe. I think that yes has something. I will let you know about what it means for SL. It is an intermediate language stuff. So they create that. This MISL compiled code is executed on CLR, Common Language Runtime. In that it is executing. It works in that way. Source goes to MISL. From MISL is run on the top of CLR. So, but when you see the files, output file, it used to have extension .exe, but actually it is not exe. It's not a complete binary code. It is an MISL code that runs on CLR. That's how it is. Key point to remember while programming. So before we start writing programs in C#, something we have to remember, C# is a case sensitive language. So your small a is not equivalent to your capital E, right? So that you have to understand. Name of the files which has a class definition should be same as that of the class name with .cs extension. Usually people used to write for each class will appear in a different modules. When you write like that, you have to maintain the class name and then the your file name that you give should match together. Otherwise, you will have some sort of navigation issues. So be careful on that. Right. So as I told you before, C# programs are stored in any common files that we have with the extension .cs, right? CS is an extension for C# file, right? C# source file. C# programs can be developed using any text editor like Notepad, Notepad++, WordPad, whatever it is. You can develop a program using them. Preferably, I will use Notepad++ because it is very easy and it used to do some sort of intelligence and it shows the line numbers. As we have those advantages, I may use I prefer to use Notepad++ when I don't have any other IDE or those sort of things. So the only thing that we require is just to configure a path, get the Notepad++ if you don't have. Otherwise, you just use Notepad++ to write program. That's all. Python uses very brilliant. I think this is a carry forward from another thing. C# uses double slash as single line comment, symbol for single line comment. As we have ash in Python for single line comment, we have double slash for C#. This is same to C++, and many of the programming language, right? Single line. Maybe we will study about the multi-line comments that we will discuss later point of time. C# program can be run in command prompt using following syntax. When you want to run your C# program, you have to run in this way: CSC space file name .cs. So when you give like that, automatically they will run the program. So Now we come to the today's what do you say climax. Right now we are going to try a program by writing that in C sharp, and we want to execute that in our PC. Right, that is the today we are trying to achieve. Right, let me read problem statement. Create a program with the name ACC. That means the name of the file is ACC. Notepad plus plus. I think the command for that is notepad plus plus space ACC dot CS. So notepad plus plus and CS. See, create a program with the name ACC space name with the ACC. So to do that, we require notepad plus plus with a space and then acc.cs. Define ECU names, ACC, network name as ACC vehicle network, and baud rate as 250 kbps per second. Print ECUs connected to a respective network at the baud rate defined in the screen. So they are asking us to display the same. Then run the script in command line and comment the program. These are the different problem statements that we have in front of us. We have to try them in C sharp. Right. How to write program for that? Initially, we are going to write some sort of a console programs. So to do that, let me come to command prompt. So as ever, whatever that we did in Python, the same things we are doing it in C sharp. That's all, because I want to have a uniformity and learn things so that you can easily compare. Okay, this is in C sharp, we have to do it in this way, and this is Python, we have to do Python in this way. Instead of taking different example, let us use the same example in different language so that we will get a some sort of clarity on what we are doing. So I already set the path here. This is my command prompt. So workout folder for C sharp. So here, let me write the program. Notepad plus plus space acc.cs. Right. Yes, I want to create that. So let me create my program. Here, class ACC. Then I am creating function public static. So this is for command line programs. This is the syntax. Why they are using static? That's syntax. You have to follow it. So public static main string or this, which is nothing but you can pass series of arguments to your function, your program, if you want to pass them. Even if you ignore this step, the program will work without any problem. So when you look at this, the way in which we write classes or way in which we write functions in C sharp, it is completely different from Python. The Python has its own syntax, right? In C sharp, it follows the syntax of CAPL, C, and then other programming language like Java, like that, right? It uses a braces to block the statements like that, right? No, it has a return type and it has a scopes, right? Storage scopes, everything we have. So here I'm going to declare as per the assignment that we have. Create, we are going to create a variable called ECU name. So in order to declare strings in C sharp, we have to say string and then the variable name ECU underscore name is equivalent to ACC, and then another string ECU network is equivalent to ACC vehicle network, right? Then int baud rate is equal to 250. That is what it is told, right? Then we have to print, right? To declare variables, you have to use data types, right? In Python, it is not there. We just use a name and we'll give an initial value. But here it is not like that. You have to declare a variable. You have to declare a variable with its data type. So, okay, everything is ready. Now, moving forward, we have to print that. For that, console system console line ECU name plus. Here for concatenation, we can use the plus symbol is connected to to network plus H baud rates baud rate KB per second. Right, that we are going to print. Each one of these lines should be terminated by semicolon as we do in Capel and C. Right, once we do that, that's all. I think with that it ends right now. Defining the screen, run the script in command line, we have to comment the program. See, if you're running antivirus programs in your laptop, because I'm running my own antivirus programs. So they will kill or they will simply delete your exe files when you create exceptions for those for this executable. Let us compile this first. After doing it, if you're running virus program, you go to your McAfee or whatever, Norton or whatever it is, you go there and create an exception for that exe file so that they won't delete it. Otherwise, it will disappear from your working folder. Right. After doing it, to compile it, csc acc.cs. That's all. That's how it is. So it is compiled now, right? Maybe they are saying some sort of messages. See, they say error. We got an error actually. Does not contain a static main method suitable for any entry point. I think they throw an error. And we need not, I think we don't need this one. Right. This is the code. Let me see that. So let us run it again. I think it is compiled. Now the things are ready. So let me see. We have a exe here. If I run this exe before creating any exception in my antivirus, it will delete that. So what I'm going to do, I already created the exception, so I can run it in my laptop. So to run that, just type ACC. Even if you can type like this because this is Windows, it will work. See, ACC is connected to ECC vehicle network. Okay. At the baud rate, 250 kilobits per second. That's all. It's working. So that much simple it is to create a C# program and run that in your PC. So I hope I have given an introduction to that. We are going to create a bigger REST simulation, and then the application for flashing, application for diagnostic testings, all those stuffs using C# as part of this video series. I believe that's all for today. Let me catch you with more detail in upcoming session. Thank you. Thank you for watching.